Bridget finds herself pregnant for Dennis Asante, the only son of the rich man, Mr. Diamond Asante, the richest man in the Squawka community. Squawka is a community that lends itself to the bourgeois of the English monarchical system. The two start dating, and for the past 3 years, they've been secret lovers, and they played their games so professionally that nobody suspected an inkling in the office. Her father is a revered priest in the community, and this unfortunate thing would mean a lot to him and his image, but she was scared of how her father would react. In fact, Mr. Asante wasn't also happy with the news that his son had brought, especially knowing what he stood for. This was far more than he could take. Finally, they agreed to meet the families of both sides. The dates were set, and all was right and clear for a great family meeting between the two. She finally decided to call Edwin and find out what was keeping him long. When she called, a female voice picked up the phone. Subscribe to Love Chronicles for more intriguing love stories. Remember to hit the notification button for more videos. Scared, Bridget asked with all suspicion and surprise, "Whom am I talking to?" The voice replied, "This is Nurse Amelia. I work with the Wander Metropolitano Hospital owned by Edwin's father." "You seem to be scaring me," she said in a quail voice. "What's happening to him? How did he get there?" "He's currently in the emergency room. He was involved in an accident." "Are you perhaps his girlfriend? Because he's saved the name, better half." "You mean Edwin is at the hospital? I am coming there." "I am sorry, miss, but you can't come around. He's in a critical condition." The nurse cuts the call and Bridget begins to sob. Her father, who had been listening in the background, came to comfort her, but it was up to no avail, because the love of her life and father of her unborn baby is at battle between death and survival. But her father calms her down, which is to no avail. After such a scary moment, Edwin's mom, Mrs. Asante, matches angrily towards her husband, Mr. Asante, who is already in a mood for celebration, sipping a bottle of wine in his expensive parlor. Francis Diamond Asante, as his father is known, is comfortably enjoying his music and drink with no regards to the news involving his son. Francis, his wife affectionately, calls him, stopping the music and walking up to him. "What is wrong with you? Your only son is involved in an accident, and you are here drinking wine," she asks him. "Well, I'd rather he's dead than to become a grandfather to any bastard. This family has a heritage, and it includes no bastard. If he's going to keep a bastard and bring along a poor gold digger to be part of the family, then he must be gone." "You are totally incorrigible," she mutters. "How can you watch our only son die, and you are happy about it? Whatever happened to you? Can't you see we are losing the only thing that once made us happy and proud?" "Point of correction," he shouts. "I was never interested in childbirth at that age, because I needed to enjoy the family wealth before childbirth, but you forced me and got pregnant at the wrong time. Perhaps this is karma getting at you." Edwin's mum angrily storms away from the presence of her husband, leaving him all alone. It is about 4 o'clock. Bridget is already seated in the office of Dr. Kendrick Owusu, a very handsome doctor and one of the most attractive health professionals in Squawka. "Doctor, what is happening? Will he survive?" "Calm down," the doctor tells her, smiling and calming her down. "He won't die. He will survive. He suffered a minor fracture in his elbow as a result of the accident, so there's nothing to panic about. So tell me, what is the relationship between you two?" She answers, "I am carrying his baby." "That's pretty much interesting. Then you must rest. Relax. It's a minor issue. He would be fine. I think he is the next ward on your left. You can go and see him," he says to her. She gets up and leaves. When she leaves, the doctor's phone rings and he picks it up. The room was quite a tense one as she spent time with Edwin, who laid unconscious on the bed, not looking as the doctor described earlier. She looked at him, held his hand, and began crying, waking him up slowly. She cried and expressed her love towards him. He in turn looked at her, and it seemed she was stranger to her, but he was quiet as she spoke all she had to say. She realizes a sudden loneliness and deafness on the path of Edwin, something so unusual, but she wouldn't mind because his presence is enough for him. But she was definitely worried, since the doctor described the situation as not worrying but for Edwin not to recognize her, keep mute and look at her like a stranger. Then something must have gone wrong somewhere. The nurse and the doctor entered, and she was taken out of the room. The curtains were rolled to cover the opaque glass that would prevent people from seeing what was going on. The doctor started checking his vitals and then took out his syringe and administered a drug into the drip pipe. He left Edwin all alone with the nurse and headed back. Upon getting to the door, he turned and told the nurse, "You make sure all is set before you leave in the next 5 minutes." She nods and the doctor gets out. Immediately he gets out. She also takes a syringe and extracts a black substance from his veins, and soon, Edwin Asante begins to cough. The sun immediately loses radiant quality, and it is suddenly threatening to rain. Bridget's phone begins to ring, and Joyce picks it up and calls Bridget to come for it. She's all ready. The voice sounds so cold and sorrowful. "Hello, Bridget. I hope you are okay. Well, I guess I have some news for you. Your boyfriend, Edwin Asante." The line drops. She is lost in thoughts and tried the number, but it doesn't go through for a moment. She starts to cry and Joyce consoles her and tells her to have hope. Bridget's phone rings again, and when she picks, the voice tells her, "Hello, Bridget. I am sorry to inform you that your boyfriend Edwin. Watch out for episode 3. If you want more stories, subscribe and hit the notification button for more video.